y'all, and welcome to the Sleepy Idol, a little bar on 34th and Crenshaw where you can sit back, relax, and talk K-pop with your friends. Jazz, how are you doing this fine evening?
Tired.
Same. What's keeping you tired? What's making you tired?
Work, and I came from the gym.
Ooh, okay, gains. Do you lift at the gym, or what is your usual routine?
It's mainly lifting, or weights, I guess, and then abs as well.
Oh,
And
and you have a personal trainer, right?
yeah, it's personal training. It's not like specifically one person. Like it rotates between like 3 people because it's a smaller gym. That's like
Mm.
not very big, but yeah.
Oh, so it's like one of those gyms that it's like specifically for personal training, like somebody wouldn't come in there casually to like train them or like just do their own lifting.
Yeah, it's not like a big gym. It's like personal training and then what's it called? Physical therapy.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
massage person there too. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I have a gym like that near my house, but it's not the gym that I go to. But those always seem really nice because honestly, I'm deathly afraid of like getting a staph infection or something at a gym, like it being dirty. Because y'all, okay, sorry, gym rant. Y'all be low key musty. Y'all don't be wiping down your machines. Y'all be coming to the gym sick, coughing on everything. Like I'm just kind of like, wait, this is low key grody, but at the same time, like I'm like, as long as I wipe down my stuff, hopefully I won't get syphilis or whatever the hell. Like, honestly, it's so gross. And that just seems much more quaint. So maybe I should do that. But honestly, I'm tired too, but not because I went to the gym or anything today. I'm just a tired I'm 30s tired. Like, what was Wendy saying? being 20 or turning 30 is a lot like being 20. You're just tired all the time.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But that brings us today to today's sponsor, Gorilla Mind. Just kidding.
What is that?
Honestly, this is a result of me being a bird. No, just kidding. So I went into GNC because I wanted to see if they had my favorite energy drink, amino acid, and unfortunately there was a cute guy there. And so I was like, oh, I just came in for amino, or no, it's called amino energy, but you guys don't have it, so I'm getting out. And he's like, oh no, like we have other drinks, like why do you like it? Like it's the flavor or whatever. And I was just like, it's the flavor. Like I just didn't just leave knowing that that's the only energy drink I like. And then I got this garbage. I probably shouldn't say garbage. This is my first time having it, but it's all right. I feel like it might kill me. Because do you do pre-workout and that kind of thing, or you just that's smart?
I'm
That's
too
smart.
lazy.
I don't even think it's lazy. I feel like this propaganda that you need like all these supplements and supplements to go work out is like we're gonna see studies and lawsuits in the future.
In the future, I think it would be out already. I mean, all these energy drinks are already like getting sued for killing people. So,
period. And I'm just like, the rest of y'all on the chopping block, because I feel like some of them are mislabeling how much caffeine's actually in these drinks. They're like putting like concoctions and visitherite and chemical X, and I'm just like, do we really know what this is? Like, what's going on? But yeah, it's sick and twisted. But yeah, I hope everyone also is on their health journeys, New Year's resolution.
I mean, this is when they start failing or stopping. Not failing. They just
keep going.
It's been done enough.
Honestly, I saw on TikTok some girl was like, so my New Year's resolutions usually start on April 1st, but she just says whenever the day she like starts, she's like, this is actually when I do my New Year's resolutions. So like, guys, it's not me failing. It's just, it's starting when I usually start. But welcome everyone to the show. What's up, Andre? What's up, Leanne? Yeah. Oh, faces are beat tonight. Thank you.
I did nothing to myself.
I was gonna say that is a natural glow. But honestly, Jazz, you have such good skin, so you really don't need to do.
I don't.
Yeah,
it was acting up this week. I don't know if it's because my hair is out, and I don't know. It just wasn't expecting my hair to exist. My forehead was just like, what's happening? Why are there bumps here?
Stop. I think that's such a testament to like how people are hypercritical of themselves. Because honestly, if I saw you, I'd be like, okay, baby skin, baby face, doesn't need a lick of foundation or anything like that. And then I've heard you talk about acne, and I'm like,
I also have like a pimple recently that like, you ever get the ones that like just hurt and it's just like under your skin?
oh yeah, like before they, yeah,
Like, what is happening to my face?
that's really, yeah, that's so annoying. Hey Jordy. Andre says, do they also do nutrition plans too? I feel like I could go to the gym, but it's the food that I want to eat. What I want. True.
Me too. That's my
Honestly.
problem. My job actually has like a wellness person that you can use for
Oh.
free. So I just started using her like a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you found any helpful or?
Like she gives me like good information. Like she like made me fill out stuff like what's your goal? Like what do you like want to improve about yourself and blah blah blah. And then she gives like suggestions. So it's like she gave me like spreadsheets for like not spreadsheets, tip sheets for like lowering cholesterol or like gut health and all that. So I haven't read them. So I like literally have it open so I can print it after this because like I keep forgetting. And I'm supposed to meet her tomorrow, and I'm like, I should read this.
She's like, you read the spreadsheets, right? Like, we can't do this without you having not read the spreadsheets.
It's been 2 weeks, and nope. No, I have not.
Jordy says, and boys at the gym don't wash their hands after leaving the bathroom.
Ew.
I don't want to expose anyone, but I remember during the pandemic, there was an epidemic of guys saying when they pee in the bathroom, they don't wash their hands.
If anyone, I'm so sorry, like they need to. Aren't they hold? Sorry. Like,
I was like, no, because I know
they're
for
just
a
like,
fact.
no hands. It's like, woo.
They become erect and then they can
oh my gosh. I mean, that's a superpower if you ever think
about it. Susan, please don't demonetize. Because yes, okay, you know when we were being reckless and we were playing all those like the audio for all those K-pop things. Susan didn't take the video down, but she was like, "You're not making a single point off of this." I know. I was like, "Well, you know, don't make that much coins anyway." But you know, that was mean. But yeah, Leanne says, "I'll be forever loyal to my sugar juice Gatorade stuff."
I have this one Gatorade that I've had in my car since that one convention we went to last year.
East?
Like, no. I think it's I think so. And I've been trying to open this thing for so long. It hurts. I can't open it. I don't know what they did to it, if they super glued it. So like every time I'm like, maybe I can drink this now. And then I'll like rip the skin off my hands because I'm trying to open it. So I don't know.
It's
maybe
over.
I'm just not supposed to have Gatorade ever in my life. So.
That is not Gatorade anymore. Actually, I guess I guess Gatorade wouldn't have like a expiration date.
I don't know how it works. Now I'm just like, I just want to open it because I'm like, why is it not openable? Who did this?
True. That is so weird. Yeah. Well, anyway, y'all be fitness savvy, you know. Yeah, I agree. I think diet more than even exercise is very, very important. And I think for those of us who live in America, it's even worse because they be putting every single process, every single way they can make the food unhealthy. They're like, let's do it. Like, so it's very unfortunate. Anyways, so we are back at it again at the Sleepy Idol. Like I said, bar on 34th and Crenshaw, yada yada yada. The two bouncers, I don't even know, the two mods are here. So we actually got inside. We're not getting hypothermia outside of the bar. But I don't know. I kind of feel down with our first topic. Like maybe I seem fake as hell, but like I kind of feel upset. Like I don't
enjoying
know.
It.
Stop! I would never. Because here's the thing. Even though I'm going to say some choice words for this. My girl Sakura and my girl Yunjin, those are my faves. Sakura, I always praise her because I think the way that she's been able to reinvent her idol career and get even more relevant and successful as time goes on is actually the most insane thing. And I need to see video essayists. Too sweet! There's probably already one I just didn't see. And then Yoonjin, I always talk about how the way that she got eliminated, or the events that led up to her getting eliminated from Produce 48 was sick and twisted. So, you know,
Yeah.
but I mean, before we talk about them, we should probably just introduce the larger fact that there was a couple K-pop related acts that performed at Coachella this week, or last week. If you guys don't know, Coachella is a big festival in California that happens every year. It's a 3-day festival. It's actually 2 weekends. So we're gonna have this same debate next weekend too.
Maybe they'll
But
get
I mean, I
better.
guess we
Or,
can.
well,
What was that?
or maybe they'll be better. I don't
Stop.
know.
Imagine.
Just, I don't know. They have a week. They see what people don't like, and then they can improve. I feel like there's ways. I have something to say about like their performances.
Do you think if they just went ahead and just fully lip synced, people would?
My God.
I mean,
No, I feel like that would be worse. I was thinking that they need to not dance as much. I think one of the problems is that they do the dance a little too to the T. And it's like, if they just like, I don't know, like especially when they're about to sing, like just stand there a little bit, I don't know, like catch their breath and then do their notes or something, and just like kind of hype the crowd instead. I think that would help them.
I actually agree, and I think that when I was talking to myself, thinking of like when I go for my walks, and I was thinking about this. I was thinking about how, as much as some of you youngins might think that Rain is crusty, dusted, busted, I think he's perfected the performer within the realm of K-pop, because I think that is literally the cheat code. You don't always dance to intensity when you sing, when you actually need to sing, and you should be able to, he's a soloist, so like he has to really figure it out. I don't know how that's not figured out with like groups or whatever. And then also, you don't always have to sing. Like there are parts where, especially with a festival like this, you can kind of just shout, or you can kind of just hype up the crowd. There's this really funny, well, I think it's funny, clip from, I don't know if it was BT or Jenny performing, or Blackpink performing in 2019 or 2023, but it's Jenny singing the whatever song they're doing, but it's like, click clack bada bing bada boom. She was like doing something.
Boombayah.
Yeah, Boombaya or something. And so in the beginning, she tries to sing it at the same intensity that she does, like the click clack, but then she realizes that's not working. So she just starts shouting it, and it sounds great. Like, but she realized that she could maintain the shouting and not the singing it, or like performing it to the way that it was. And it sounded great. And I feel like a lot of people need to learn that you don't always have to sing it exactly like a studio, especially in a big concert like this, to make it sound good. And my point with Rain was that like he does this thing where like he'll sing, when it's time to actually do the verses, he'll be like, and everyone will be dancing around him or whatever. But then in the chorus, he starts doing the chorus and be taking off his shirt and shit. But he'll be like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, say my name. Like he'll just do the ad libs because he realizes it would take too much to dance fully and sing, and that's what y'all need to do.
Yes.
But yeah. But I did want to give you a chance to talk about ATEEZ, because hey, they were there too.
Good. Oh, yes, and they did amazing. They were great. I was very happy to see it. It was a very long performance, which I was very happy about. I think.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna just ask how many songs they did.
I'm not sure. I don't know. There are a lot. That's all I know. Also, my Sunghwa, he spoke English so much. I was like so proud. I was like, he's an English king. Also, it was just very good, the whole entire performance. I just think like they did very well. I think they did better in terms of like they danced, like what I was saying, like they were dancing, but they also like sometimes would like try and like they would yell like their not notes, but like raps or whatever, if it was like high intensity or whatever, dancing or whatever. So I think they did a better job in that aspect than the Sserafim. But I think, both to me weren't bad, like terrible. But ATEEZ, I definitely was very happy to see. And I actually watched the whole performance, so I can't really fully judge the Seraphims. But yeah, they were great. You should watch it if it ever comes out.
I was gonna say
they release it from the vault, the Disney vault.
I'm really surprised because they've been releasing clips from different artists on the actual Coachella, YouTube, but like nothing from the Seraphim or from ATs yet. And I was like, well, maybe Hybe is like, well, maybe don't post those for the Seraphim. But like, I've only been hearing because I didn't get to watch ATs, but I did. I did want to watch it. It's not because I hate boy groups or anything, but
I don't know about that.
That sounded like I did hate boy groups or something. But like, I couldn't find it anywhere, and I was like, nobody's like, and they were deleting off Twitter and stuff. So I really do want it, but they have great songs for a Coachella type stage, so I'm not surprised it went really, really well. So yeah, I really wanted to see Crazy Form and make it bouncy.
Even yeah, they did that. I feel like that song's so weird to me because I also don't like it, but I like seeing them perform it.
Exactly.
It's like just fun. It's a fun. I think it's just a performance song to me. Like there's some songs that are just like meant to just be performed, and like I never want to hear it outside of that. And that's just how it is.
That's so true. Like as much as people always say that NCT's music is like noise, I feel like they're one of those similar to like Big Bang and stuff like that, who like, yeah, maybe you don't want to listen to it on a car ride to the dentist, but put it in a club. Well, depends. Maybe NC Citizens, y'all want to listen, but like,
you listen to 7 Cents. Come on. Like,
listen, I'm a citizen through and through.
No.
Stop. I love them.
Name them all.
All the members? Well,
I know you can't. I know you can't.
Don't do me. Mark, Johnny, Jaehyun, Taeyong. Or do I take Taeyong out because he's going to the army? Taeyong, hiatus. Can I name Wavy?
Yeah. Does that count? Name them.
Win. Oh, no. Formerly the artist formerly known as Lucas from Wavy. Okay. Shuntaro and Jontaro or some shit. No.
You're thinking Shotaro, and he's not in NCT anymore. He's in Rise.
Oh, dang.
And what's his name was also in Rise, Sungchan. They were the ones that got removed from NCT and then debuted in Rise.
Well, if anything, that means I'm even more in tune because I know the lore. I know the story behind this.
Do you? Thank you. You seem surprised. Also, you named them for Wavy, and they were never in a group at all. They're only in NCTU.
Listen, stop. The NCT citizens will come for me.
They're already coming. I already called. I already texted them your address, your social security, your credit card. They know it all.
I'm like, but how do you know? Wait a second. Should I be scared?
Exactly.
All right. So unfortunately, we do have to get into the fact that Sserafim, who also performed at Coachella this weekend, has not been getting such a great reception. Now, I will full disclosure, I've seen clips. I tried to watch as much. I didn't get to see it live, and I tried to catch the performances before YouTuber Coachella, whoever's doing the copyright, so I ripped them all down. So I will say that I do have, I guess, the biased point of view because clearly a lot of the clips that are going viral are specifically highlighting when they didn't sound good. I think I watched I watched a fan cam of Smart, and then I watched the actual, oh my god, I'm forgetting. I believe it was Unforgiven. I think. Saw Unforgiven? Yes, because I was able to find an actual full, like the proper like Coachella filming of it too. Because I don't know, for some reason, well, let me not expose that person, but there was one clip, and then everything else were just clips of highlighting them not sounding like particularly good. But yeah, they've been in a lot of controversy, and to be fair, this is coming off a previous controversy that we've talked about during their encore stage when they won for their song Easy, a comeback they did this year. They also got a lot of flack for not sounding very good during that encore stage, and a lot of people were very critical because with that particular stage they were standing still, so there's not like a lot of room for, hey, they were dancing, etc. And so even leading up to this, I feel like, and you could kind of say that people already were looking at it all with a negative lens because they were like, well, we already heard you sound bad on that encore stage, now you're on this live Coachella stage, like what are the odds that this is going to sound good? So a lot of people were So okay, let's be fair. Some people like the performance. There was a lot of, I think, fans trying to prove that a lot of this was anti-hate by pointing out there was a lot of people who actually were there in person and said they sounded great, so they had a lot of fun. There was a music review site called NME who
Mm.
gave their performance a 4 out of 5
Yeah, I saw
stars,
that.
which is very high. But a lot of people who watched the live stream and a lot of people on Twitter were pointing out there were a lot of places where they were pitchy, wavery, where it didn't sound good. And also, I think a lot of people were criticizing the performance altogether. Like, I think a lot of people were saying there's some parts that looked very sloppy or just very high school talent show.
That's good.
So it's these two things of people being critical and saying that it wasn't good, and then other people saying it actually was fine. Like, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but Jazz, you are the resident vocal queen. Okay. You run a tight ship. All right. So let us know. And in the chat, what did you actually, let's just talk about what you actually felt about the performance before we talk about like the hate and the backlash and everything that has been brewing up.
For me, I didn't see them all. I've only seen like clips like you.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen like Smart and then Anti-Fragile, Fragile, and what's the latest song they did?
Easy.
Yeah, I saw Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, parts of Easy. I think I saw at least of that. But
Mm-hmm.
to me, it seemed fine. Like, I didn't think it was like anything like I would be like, wow, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. But I also don't think it was like something I'd be like, wow, that was absolutely terrible. Never get on the stage again. I never want to hear you. Like, I'm always like very lenient to singers when they're like dancing and doing a lot at the same time, because it's like not everyone can be like Beyonce or Michael Jackson. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
you have to like really train for that, and I don't think idols do that. Like, I remember, like, I think Beyonce used to like run on a treadmill and
Yeah.
like sing, and it's like you have to be like with like you have to have the time and the want to like do that type of stuff, and I don't think idols have
Mm-hmm.
that time. And maybe they have the want, I don't know, or like maybe they don't even want to do that because they're just idols, because it's not
Mm-hmm.
the full thing like that they're expected to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I to me they were fine. They were pitchy obviously at some points, but I think like Chaewon, she like did a very good job of like, from what I would see like clips of, is like that thing of like being interactive with the crowd, where she'd like, come on, like, and like she would say stuff and as she's like dancing and stuff. And I thought she did a very good job with that. And I think she was like one of the more stable ones. Her and
Mm-hmm.
Yoonjin was
Yunjin.
pretty stable, but like, no, with all the lines that she has, I feel like she has a majority of the lines for singing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she did pretty good for like holding up for all the stuff she has to do as she's dancing and all that. So I think it wasn't the worst thing. Sure, there's room for improvement, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely agree. I like, and it's hard to give, like, say anything that's not, because I think that with the way that this conversation has developed over the past couple weeks, people are acting so weird. I feel like you can't not just come to the defense of them, because it's like, I
Mm-hmm.
get being like, oh, this performance wasn't good. They're not very talented, or they can't sing that well. They're not like, they need to improve, blah, blah. But people have turned it into some weird vendetta freak show thing that has basically been made it so even if there is like a genuine criticism to their like level of skill or talent or whatever, it's drowned out by like the people who basically will not stop until they disband, or like they can't let somebody be like, oh my God, I'm a Chaewon fan or whatever. I'm a Sserafim fan. I was so excited to see them at Coachella. And then that person will under, like, some person will run out and be like, what do you mean they sucked? What's wrong with you? Are you dumb? You're
Mm-hmm.
ruining, like, blah, blah. And so it's hard. But I will say that, like, I do think it was like vocally there, it like a lot of the stuff where people were pointing out that were vocally bad, they were bad, and it was kind of like, but I also think it's like a mixture of the fact that, like, there's a lot of situations in K-pop which has which has people overestimating what their idols actually singing live sound like. And I think that's a great point that you made, that like being able to sing and dance at the same time is its own skill. And I feel like people will never understand this. Yeah, you, like you said, Beyonce did specific training of running while singing the treadmill, which I believe Boa also did. I remember seeing some old stuff where it's like that is building the ability to be able to like have energy to both dance and then still like support yourself while you sing and sound good. But that's a specific thing. Adele, she's known as a really good singer, but if she started busting out BTS level moves, she'd probably sound terrible too. Just like if somebody who's a good singer usually is like crying, it's hard for them to sing. Like there's a lot of things that have nothing to do with actually being good at singing that will make your performance, even if you're just tired, like a voice that's like fatigued, that can make you sound bad. Doesn't mean this person can all of a sudden sing, but I feel like a lot of people confuse, like, you know, again, Chaewon, Yoonjin, you will never convince me they can't sing. Like, I'm in a fight. Like, it's just you did not practice to be able to do hard moves and sing. And part of the reason is because a lot of K-pop performances rely on heavy backtrack, AR, and lip syncing. So you never are actually hearing what their pure vocals sound like live outside of like, you know, whatever. Because even when it is live, it's heavily backtracked. So all of that pitchiness, all of that waviness, you never hear. And so, you know, whatever you might feel about that, I feel like a lot of people are confused about that, or they'll like put these. I think what always like makes me feel like I'm living in a Twilight Zone is when somebody will be like, oh my God, they ate them vocals down stable. And then you see the video that they post and it's like, you can barely hear their actual vocals because it's heavily backtracked. Like, it's like, what are you actually praising here? So then they take that as the standard. And then when we have performances, like, and it really sucks because even things like those like stages that are live and are made like it's live, or like when they like do the band performances, a lot of them do also have post editings. Concert DVDs have post editing to make it sound live. So people are gathering all these like signs that they're so stable, but they were never actually real depictions of their real live stable vocals. So then you have all these fans and people hyping them up for a talent that they never actually proved they had, and then it does kind of set them up for things like this. Like, I saw somebody saying, did Hybe make the right decision by putting Le Sserafim like in Coachella when they possibly did not have the training or were at the level to have like a sustainable, like a good vocal performance at Coachella? And what Coachella means or whatever, blah, 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 that's a good point. But when you have a bunch of people thinking that they're so stable and so good because they've like grown accustomed to hearing backtracked and things like that, a lot of people don't understand what it means to be Coachella ready, or what it means to be concert ready, or what it means to be whatever, because we're never actually hearing, you know, a legit live vocal. So like, I don't mean to like, because I know some people will be like, you're giving them a pass or whatever, but yeah, I do kind of feel bad for them in ways, because even from their fans, people, and not just them, a lot of K-pop idols are overhyped, like their abilities are overhyped, and then once the truth is like revealed, everyone turns on them, when it's like, well, they were just doing like their job. Like, everyone sings with the backtrack, everyone blah blah blahs. Like, you know, maybe they weren't even claiming to be that great of like vocal performers, that having that much stability, but people just took it and ran with it because of fan wars. But I don't know, like, it, to me, is it like, were there other Coachella performances there that were better with people with more stage presence? Yes. But for a K-pop performance, I hate to say it, but this is like average. Like, this is like the average performance you would hear in K-pop if everyone was singing with lower backtracks. Yeah. So I don't know. That may seem rude to say, but I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Do you want to jump into the comments?
Sure. Oh my gosh, this is so bright.
Oh, I should have been starring some of these. Let's see. Let's just start from the beginning. Leanne, and feel free to like pick the ones that stand out to you too, Jazz. We can actually just go like back and forth if you want. But Leanne says, regardless of how I actually feel about Le Sserafim's vocals, at this point, the way I feel about this discourse is 404 error discourse quota for this topic has been exceeded. Please. True. True.
Oh my gosh, it scrolled me all the way back down.
Yeah, because I also think it's dumb because the thing is, most K-pop groups, songs like Mamamoo or whatever, have at least one or two people who are tragically vocally. And like even if you have like a vocal line that slays and then like those other tragic people get buried, if you stay in that group, then you're giving somebody who's not that good of a singing a pass because it reaches your level of how talented a group should be or whatever. So it's like people are
Yeah.
always making exceptions for their faves, even if they don't want to admit it, you know?
Yeah. Andre said IDK. I thought they did a good job of some songs not dancing at the fullest and hyping up the crowd. Maybe I've lowered my expectation of the idols and just enjoy the experience rather than in tune. So I feel like that goes with what you said. Basically, it's like they're idols. That's it. It's like that walking meme. Like, you know, when it's like, I'm a K-pop lover. Of course I'm gonna buy a bunch of my faves like CDs. Like I feel like it's basically that. It's like we're idols. Of course we're not gonna sound that great live. We're idols. Yes, we dance really well. Like
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I feel like idols, like, and don't get me wrong, I think, especially for people who maybe stan idols that are really good at singing and dancing and blah, blah, I can see the kind of frustration because it just basically proves that, like, the fact that your idol, you know, maybe trained and perfected their singing dancing doesn't mean as much as you think it would or hope it would mean in an industry where people are giving albums and stuff. So I can definitely see the frustration in that. But when it turns into just basically lashing every idol that doesn't meet your standard of, you know, talent, um, every time they get more popular than your fave, it just becomes really negative. It's like, what do you want? You want all of everyone to disband until your idol's the most popular? Like, I don't know.
mm.
Let's see. Anthony says, I did enjoy the Seraphim's stage presence. I also enjoyed ATEEZ's stage presence. You don't have to lie about ATEEZ. No, just
How
kidding.
dare you? They're the ones not getting dragged. Thank you very much. The
Stop. Listen.
slander. You're the only one.
To be fair, I didn't even see it. So I'm really just talking up. My bad. It's fine though. Listen, I tried my best. Let's see. Oh, sorry, your turn.
Sorry. I guess I'll just go back to Andres. Plus, I also feel like there's like these new gen stands just want perfection, perfection, perfection all the time. And no matter how much training idols get, their voices are going to crack and such. Yeah.
That's true. That reminds me of like when Giveon, I think he like cracked in, or like his voice like cracked in some performance he was doing. And then suddenly the discourse was like, this man has been lying to us. He's been Milli Vanilling us. He could actually never sing. He sucks. And I'm like, what? Because he had one bad performance? Are y'all insane, actually? Like, that's so crazy.
I feel like it's always people that don't really sing too.
Oh,
Because they don't understand.
oh,
Because I feel like they don't understand what goes into singing.
that's true.
Because like the fact that a crack is like what makes you think that like suddenly he can't sing. Like you obviously just either that or you're just amazing at singing and you never have cracked in your entire life somehow. Like I feel like even the best singers have cracked. It's like your voice is dry, you're gonna crack. It's weird. It's a weird sentiment to say.
Elodie says, I think some people are being unnecessarily mean to the girls, but I don't like how fans are acting like people are crazy for wanting idols to sound good while dancing instead of just giving them a pass. I think the standard in general for idol vocals has been lowered. This is their job and they should be good at it. Nobody's expecting them to be Beyonce, but at least sound different. That is a great point that a lot of people have been bringing up. The fact that it's like, it's not that we're running, like we're mad you don't sound like Mariah Carey, but, and I feel like maybe some of the missing piece, sorry, LD, I'm just going to jump in and maybe add to it, is that you being this popular and successful and not being better is kind of cringy. Is that fair to say? Like some of the criticism is coming from? Like, because I do think to an extent, if somebody was a non-popular idol, then maybe people wouldn't even, there'd be too new for people to even look at their performances to drag them. But I do think that there's an expectation of if you're going to be this popular, at least be good. Especially, I think it goes back to how fans will be like, yes, like our fave clearing, blah, beep, beep, bop, bop, bop. Look at all their like accolades. Nobody's touching them. But then when it's like, their performances was kind of shisty. It's like, you guys are just, why do you keep piking on that? Like, it's like a kind of 180. So to an extent, I kind of do, I mean, from maybe the way I interpreted where that criticism is coming from, I do kind of understand where it's just kind of like, oh yeah, it's just kind of weird for you to want us to like be in awe of somebody that's giving mediocre performances. I don't know. What do you think?
I can see the idea of that. I just think that like it's still like extreme reaction that people are having.
Definitely.
For them, like it's not that they sounded terrible. Like I stand by the fact that they didn't sound terrible. Like I don't think I saw any clips that I was like sitting there like, oh my gosh, whoa. Like they weren't out here sounding like Ice JJ Fish or whatever his name is on stage.
Stop.
They literally,
about.
yeah, like I'm like the way that people are like making it sound like they sounded is like terrible. And I get the idea of like they are idols, so it's like be better, but I'm like, as you said like earlier, I feel like majority of idols would sound like this if they were doing their songs live and dancing at the same time. So it's like, listen to those MR removed of your faves and then realize that maybe they're all at the same level.
True. I mean, literally, because like literally this same, I don't know how Sserafim became the face of it, but y'all have done the same thing to aespa, to New Jeans, to IVE. Like, why are we forgetting that y'all literally do this every 2 to 3 business months with whoever's promoting and say that they're just so horrible? So I don't know why it's sticking so much specifically for Sserafim.
Probably because of that Coachella like right after.
I guess that's true. And I do hope it's not like this is not being fueled by like, oh my God, if I take Sserafim down, that will make me space for my fave or whatever. Because I doubt your fave has a flawless vocal lineup. And, you know, there's not a chance that they'll get the same type of lashing, you know, if they're, you know, whatever. But I don't know. It's hard because, yeah, people are just doing too much. But I don't feel anything negative with the sentiment of like being like, yeah, we expect people to be good at their jobs. Why are we getting yelled at? But I also get that it can be hypocritical because I'm sure everyone has like a vocal hole in their group or whatever that you overlook because you like the group. So, and it's just becoming way too negative. What was that?
I feel like every group has a vocal.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think to an extent, it's like, what do you want? Because most groups are famous. Yeah, they have public relevancy. And yeah, it's probably because their songs are charting for being catchy or whatever. But most of them have like the ability to perform at these concerts and stuff like that because they're fans. So it's like, are you asking their fans to like want better for themselves? Because if their fans don't care, what can you really do at that point? Like, it's like better vocalists. Like, it's like, if there's other reasons they like them, then they're going to stick by them because whatever, you know, things that they find important when it comes to standing an idol take precedent to them over the fact that maybe they have some dud performances or some unstable live vocals, which again is not a new concept to K-pop because the ranking of popular groups would be very different. Even some groups that were popular and had good vocals, if the standard was like, we're only ranking by people that are like how good their vocals are and stuff, the people that have the most consistent amount of people that are really good at singing would be the top. And that's really not every group. Like, I feel like we can, you know, even the groups that have talented members, there's hardly any K-pop groups where all of them are just tens across the board with their level of talent. So yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe also people fought really long and hard, I guess, in the second, third gen to prove that K-pop wasn't just a genre of like pretty faces and visuals and, you know, parasocial fans that are just obsessed with their faves. So now it's like, oh, here's this group that maybe we don't find very impressive live, but yet they're able to rise to high heights, which is proving to people that K-pop is just about the visuals and like if you can be cute and make catchy songs or stuff or whatever.
I feel like K-pop is, well, to me, a lot of it is music. So, like, if the music's fine, let it be.
Ooh.
And if they can sing it standing still, like, still, Like, it's fine.
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat that? It cut off. It cut off for
For what?
me a bit. It cut off for when you were like K-pop's like I think my internet is being having
IDK, what I said.
stop. You're like I blanked out. Actually, I blacked out.
Basically. I feel like what you just said, like K-pop is, I'm like, that's so broad. What did I say?
You
Honestly,
said
now the more that I speak, I'm like, the further that thought is just gone. So wasn't important enough, obviously.
True, true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I probably should have thought. Well, that's all I heard. So
I know it's fine.
okay, I was
It's
gonna
on
say.
me for not even cataloging what I was saying.
Well, no, it's on my internet for I don't know. I guess Susan is not my internet provider because she's trying to get me in so many different ways. Oh my God, Tao. First of all, hey Tao, hey. Dare I say the idol versus artist debate can come into play here? That's what I was saying. Like, that's part of it, right? I feel like during like that whole thing with Big Bang, where it's like they're artists and not idols, and even with BTS a little, where they were kind of put on a pedestal because it's like we write our own songs and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the third. This kind of like striving in the second gen and third gen to like see idols as more artistic and more talented and not this like idea that like idols are just where you go when you're pretty and you can dance kind of and stuff like that, which is interesting because if you think about it, who asked for that?
Like, which one?
Like I think like the idea of like, don't get me wrong, there are idols talented, and it is kind of shitty that people, as soon as they hear you're an idol, they admit that you're talented. I mean, you're talentless and stuff like that. So I do understand how certain idols wanted to prove themselves as like writers, as good singers, as good rappers. But at the same time, the idea of an idol world where it's more about like fun, visuals, concepts, obviously talent too, but that like is part of a bigger equation. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. And the people who like strive to make it like a field of you have to be super talented and stuff like that, who asked for that, honestly? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm coping.
I do request that at least one person in the group can sing.
Because I have to be
That's
able to
all.
listen to it.
That's all I request. Someone who can hold a note.
Yeah. Ooh, so Anthony says, like, I feel like there was some hitting misogyny with these stands.
Oh.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Oh wait, let me do Tia's comment. With all their energy being nasty and bashful to them, they need to do the same energy to their faves and be and be productive in the real world. Well, Tia said, get a job.
I mean, honestly. Like, how do you have this much energy to like type all of this stuff?
Exactly. Like,
That's too much.
I think a big part of this whole debate is like criticism versus hate/bullying. Because I think there was like a good discussion I saw on a forum where people were like, this is starting to veer into bullying. Like everyone was like, oh, this is like, we're being critical. Like you guys need to suck it up. Like, is it so bad, to be like they whatever? But a lot of people pointed out that it seems like it's veering into bullying at this point. And one of the things is people were putting out an Unche, the youngest member, her Instagram, it's full of comments with people just dragging her. And keep in mind, she's like only 16 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what are we doing at this point? Like what's going on, actually?
I mean, some of them are probably bots, to be honest. There's so many bots in this world. People can just make them for whatever they want.
Which is like, girl, use that energy for something more productive. What are we doing here? Like, that's so weird. But yeah. I also wanted to bring up two instances that I think have some people in a tizzy and some people kind of like, maybe like, I think maybe this kind of fueled the fire. So one of the things is Cheon on her story, she posted a gif of so Doja Cat also performed at Coachella this week, or last week. And there was you didn't know that?
I think I did see it on the list and I forgot. Like I was like, I remember I looked through the list and I was like, what would I do if I was at Coachella? And I was like, I would see this first and then I go over here. And I think Doja Cat was on there, but I just forgot completely.
Fake Doja stan, y'all. Kick her out of the Doja Hive. I'm just
Probably.
kidding.
I mean, I know she released a deluxe version of her album, so
Oh
I'm all about
yeah,
it.
I need
And I
to
listened
listen to
to it.
that. But yeah, so she performed at Coachella, and there's a part during Doja Cat's performance where she gives the middle finger to the crowd, and so Chaewon posted a clip of that to her story, and then ended up deleting it.
Ooh.
And there's she never formally commented on why, but a lot of people did interpret that post as a middle finger to all the people who were criticizing them on their vocals. So then a lot of people were like, whoa, instead of getting mad, why don't you get you and your team in vocal lessons, and then we wouldn't be criticizing you if you're actually
That's why she
good.
deleted it. She was like, her manager ran up to her and was like, "What did you do? What are you doing?" She's like, "I just like that part." They're like, "Delete that now." They're coming for you. I see the pitchforks already. They're
That
already angry
it
now.
Honestly, I would not be mad at her if it was actually reaction to the situation. But if it wasn't, damn, I feel so bad for her, because I'm sure she was like, oh, actually, like,
She could have
oh
just seen
god.
that and was like, "Oh, it's Doja Cat," and Doja Cat happened to put up her middle finger. And then she was like, "Well, this is the only video I have. Let me post that right quick."
She didn't even watch the full video. She was like, oh, fun. And then she was like, wait, no, 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 no. And then secondly, Sakura, after this would have been after the performance on the 15th, she posted, okay, yeah, this was the Monday after the performance. On the 15th, she posted to her Weverse a little kind of message to fans about the situation. And a lot of people, some people took problems with like what they felt the tone or the message of the post was. So I'm just going to read a bit of stuff that stood out that seemed to be like what's putting out, because it is a bit, actually maybe I can speed through this. So she writes, from the moment we started preparing for Coachella to the day we stood on stage, I've learned many things. What does it mean to stand on stage? What is it to show our perfect performance? Is it to entertain the audience? Or is it that we have to complete the stage without making a single mistake? Different people will have different standards, isn't it? And wouldn't it change depending on what kind of stage it is? For me, no matter if it's people who don't know about us or people who are hearing our song for the first time, I want to be a stage which made them feel that day that they had fun or had a wonderful day, which they will never forget. With that, I think with certainty that my determination was conveyed and that I was able to put on my best stage. It hasn't even been 2 years since we debuted, and we only ever did one tour up until now. But we held our heads high, had fun, and poured in our all from the bottom of our hearts into the stage called Coachella. Just with that, it is a day that I felt that it was life in the Sserafim itself. Fear not too will go on this life facing all sorts of difficulties and unreasonable things, but only you alone would know with certainty about the things you have done. I prepared seriously for the stage. I suffered in the midst of it while having fun, and I think I was able to show everything I had on the day itself. I might not be enough in the eyes of someone else, but there's no such thing as a perfect person for anyone. And among all the stages we have put on, it was the best stage we have put on thus far, and that is the unshakable truth. That's why I think it was a stage where we can truly look forward to us becoming an even better team and work harder from the bottom of our hearts. I think the things that you can obtain from comparing yourself to others and comparing yourself to your past self are entirely different. If you would, even simply living in this tough world, I want you to discover things that makes you think that you like it from the bottom of your heart, and to only look at good things or things you like. It's not a naive thing to look at only the good things. It's because it's our life, and that we should live it the way we want to. Today, while I was strolling around the Coachella venue, countless people came up to us and said, your stage was the best of yesterday. With that only, I'm already filled with emotions from the audience who were able to see us perform, having fun until the end while singing along to the songs. Being able to share such wonderful space together is the best memory to me. No matter what the others say, I believe in what I have felt, which is why I'm able to be where I am right now. I will not betray myself, and I will not keep on believing in myself. And I will keep on believing myself from now on too. I'm filled with gratitude towards all the staff and the people who helped me and made the stage happen. So essentially, after that, it's just kind of thank yous to her fans. A lot of people were saying that this seems like a cop out, where she was like, I did the best I could. And, people, do you expect people to be perfect? Is it reasonable for people to expect people to be perfect all the time? And my standard of what good is might not be what other people's standards of good is. And it seems like that point about like only looking at good things, there's no such thing as or there's nothing wrong with only looking at good things. I feel like that is a like thing to her fans to be like, you don't have to look at the negative things and like fight to the death for us on Stan Twitter. Like, just enjoy. If you enjoyed it, just enjoy it, which I actually think is a really solid message and really cool. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that this comes off as not reflective because rather than, I guess, apologizing and being like, I could have been better, she was actually proud of what she did. And she feels that she did her best and put as much effort as she felt she could into it. And then we had talked about this before, but some people were taking issue with the fact that she said it hasn't even been 2 years since we debuted and we only ever did one tour up until now. I guess it's like kind of multi-pronged because while it's been only 2 years since Sserafim debuted, Sakura has been an idol for many years. So a lot of people are like, it's kind of a cop-out for you to say that because you had many years to get better at your craft. And then even with Chaewon, she was obviously in Eyes One, which debuted, which I believe was a group since 2018, 2019. So I mean, I don't think anyone's dragging Chaewon like that to be fair, but so thoughts. Sorry, y'all, be yapping.
I feel like we discussed this earlier, like where it's like the other members are fresh. They're new, especially like Eunchae is literally
a baby.
Like, yeah, so it's like that's her first time like really doing something big. Same with like Yoonjin and Kazuya. Like while they have gone on tour, it's like this is really like the first like big stage that they've done. So it's fair for her to say that, in my opinion, because it's like she said we. It's not like she said I have only been debuted for like 2 years. She said that, and then it's like she said that, then it's like, all right, fair criticism to be like, girl, no, no, you've been here for how many years? Like, no, how dare you? You've been an idol for like half your life. Stop. Like, that's not.
Oh, that's actually kind of true. Yeah, I think, and we had talked about this before, but I think also with Sakura having been an idol, I think since like 2009, for a majority of that, she was like a Japanese idol, and that's a bit different in terms of like the expectations. I think that's a very much, from what I've read and heard, it's like grow with the idol. So it's like they might start out rough around the edges, but the idea is they like grow with their fan base. So there's not as much of an expectation for them to debut with like the best skills and stuff. And I think that was kind of like highlighted during Produce 48 too, because a lot of the AKB48 idols could not sing that well in comparison to the Korean trainees. And they were highlighting that even though that the Korean trainees, they were more of the vocalists and things like that, the Japanese trainees had more like charm and were good at like, that kind of thing. So it was kind of interesting. But no, I mean, the thing is, I kind of was like, okay, yeah, I do get it. Cause if it's like, if you wanted to be better at singing, maybe we could have started the singing lessons earlier or whatever. But I also do think that there's some people who have like a set level of natural talent that if they train it, it will make them sound like Mariah Carey. While other people can train, but they're never going to sound that good or whatever. So I actually don't fault her for being like, this is the best that I could do. Because that might be true. Like with the skill level she has, that might be the best that she could do. And at that point, it's like, what do you want her to do? Like, except not have this opportunity, which is not what happened. Which I guess that was another thing that I was kind of thinking, like, to the point of like being like, did Hybe kind of set them up by giving them this opportunity that they weren't maybe ready for? But also with the whole thing with Chaewon, or not Chaewon, oh my God, Eunchae getting like dragged and being a minor and this being too much. Is this another notch on the whole we should not be debuting minors? Because obviously this type of hate, and I'm going to point out Jordy's comment, who stop, not Joseph. Oh my God, Joseph is a fear not.
He's so loud. That scared me. I didn't know he was up here.
He was like, and another thing, Unshay only but yeah. Um Jordy says this is kind of actually I don't know what the blank would be because regardless of how they sounded, they did look like they were having fun and they got online to a bunch of negativity. Yeah, that's true. And I think unfortunately with the way that the internet works, I feel like that would never have not been the case. And so is subjecting a minor to a situation where they were never going to be able to protect her from this kind of stuff. And obviously it's not just because you turn 18 doesn't mean you magically can deal with like a bunch of hate, but you might have like more be self-assured and maybe have the capacity to not have it affect you as much or whatever if you're not like, a little teenager versus being a bit older. So like, I don't know, do you think that this is like a more proof that they shouldn't be debuting minors? Or do you think the internet just needs to not be shitty?
Well, the internet needs to not be. I feel like it's
Period.
progressively getting worse. I like don't understand the
Period.
internet. I can't stand it. So I definitely think it's the latter, but like that's not going to happen because people are in their own little worlds and
True.
will do whatever they want.
True.
So like maybe it could be a sign of like not debuting young, but at the same time, I feel like this stuff kind of affects people who are older too. So it's like it's not even just her that's
Mhm.
probably affected, but it does suck as a younger person
Mhm.
who's just like trying to like navigate their lives, like the beginning of their lives, and it's like they're being dragged for
Mhm.
no like for being themselves. And
Yeah.
like she's just so young that she has room to grow that I'm like, why are we dragging her right now?
Yeah.
So I mean, I can see it as an argument for don't debut
Mhm.
so young, but I can see the alternate arguments of like it being like, well, that's everyone. Like, everyone's getting dragged. Soccer is
That's
getting
true.
dragged. She's like 25 or whatever her age is.
Yeah. That's true. Um, Andre says, "At the end of the day, was their crowd happy? If yes, then who?" That's kind of true. Like, if the people who actually paid the coin to see it are like, "That was fun. They did great." And then you have people who didn't even go fuming online and being like, "No, you're embarrassing your country, blah blah." That is kind of
Yeah.
strange. Like it's
I
like
feel
you
like,
want, huh?
no, continue. Sorry. Oh,
Oh, I was just gonna say it feels like you want them to hate them as much as
yeah.
you, which is weird when you start putting that on other people.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that I feel like for stuff like this, like Coachella, I'm wondering if it's like something that when it's live, it's completely like a different experience than when you're seeing it online. Like you may hear them like cracking and whatnot, but like maybe the crowd can't hear that or whatever, and it's just like just all hype, and
That's
they're just
true.
like enjoying the moment. Like I don't know, like I can see like people like saying it's not as bad and saying they're happy, and that should be the main point because like they're the ones that are actually there
Hmm.
seeing it. So I don't know.
I mean,
Just
no,
a
I
thought.
agree. I agree. It's starting to veer off of like being just criticism to like seeing like yeah, you can't tell the people who were there what their experience should be or
Yeah.
whether they should like it because it's like, well, yeah, and yeah, there's probably extenuating circumstances like the energy at Coachella might be a bit different than sitting, in front of your computer with popcorn or whatever. But like, still, they're allowed to have their own come to their own, consensus of what they felt about it.
I also just think sound is different when you're
True.
there.
True.
Like it's just completely different. Like the bass is like booming. You're like, I don't know, it's a different experience than you just sitting there hearing just every single thing that they do. Like every breath they take, every step they squeak on. Like it's just like it's too much. Like we're
That's
seeing
true.
everything and that's not how we're supposed to really see a concert really. So it's like
Mhm.
it's just weird.
That's true. I did want to bring up just before we wrap this up, the fact that baby mine up. No, just kidding.
That was her song.
Somehow this dragging Seraphim in their live vocals, which has expanded to, I think, dragging Hybe as a whole. Because Illit has also been getting some criticism with their encore stages. And then they were even dragging BTS, y'all. So Army, I don't know if y'all are clocked out, if y'all are on vacation because your men are at war, but y'all need to ship up and shape out because they're eating the boys. They brought up that Jimin thing yesterday, and people are saying it's a chronic issue with Hybe live vocals and singing and things like that. Which,
not it being a side effect. Being in Hybe, it's like you sound great when you're like somewhere else, and then you enter Hybe and you're just like completely off key. It's like this is what happens when you join us. So you either take it or you leave it. Do you want the fame or do you want to sound
so dramatic? But that's what the girls are saying. But because of this, Babymon, who recently had their official debut, and we talked about last episode, we talked about how one of the members went viral for sounding good during their encore. A lot of people have been using basically Babymon as a way to drag both Illit and Sserafim and Hybe as a whole, and saying, this is true talent, and which I think, okay, I will say from a petty side, it is kind of interesting because people were ready to drag Babymon because of their lackluster floppy debut, their Blackpink comparisons, and then also the just overall distaste for YG and YG groups. They were getting dragged not but 2 weeks ago for all those things, and now that the target of the week is Sserafim and female hype groups, I guess, and Jimin somehow, people are now like, actually, we love them, we hate y'all, let's switch it up. Babymon 2024, which is so funny because I feel like it's just such a testament to how flip-floppy the whatever. Because again, a lot of people will be like, this hate that Seraphim's getting is unprecedented. Nah, y'all did that to aespa, y'all did that to IVE, y'all did that to Blackpink, y'all did that to Twice. So I do think Babymon genuinely has real fans, but I also think that they're now getting token stand to just bash other groups, which is never good because then they become the ones that are bashed when people want to get their lick back. So yeah. That's all I wanted to say. Bada up, bada boom, bada bing, bing, bang. Shut down.
That really is the same song. Not shut down. I'm just adding that in the back.
We already discussed this. Sheesh sounds like shut down at the end or better.
It does though.
Yeah.
That's sheesh.
Yeah. Better sheesh. So yeah, period. Sserafim, get behind me. Speaking of Sserafim, this next topic has nothing to do with Sserafim. We're actually nursing home stands. Come here. We will get your apple juice to you later, but right now we're talking about Sunggyu. All right. So Infinite Sunggyu has the girls in a tizit because he's siding with the Lulus. Let me write this real quick. Sunggyu. It's 2 U's, right? Agrees. Okay, so I'm going to read this straight from the source, which is Panchoa. So basically, Sunggyu was on an SBS variety show called Dolsing for Men, which aired on the 16th. And on the broadcast, the theme was those who have what Dolsing for Men don't have. Kim Sunggyu was introduced as the person who has the youth that Tak Jae-hoon wants but can't have. So anyway, blah, blah. Sunggyu, okay, so apparently it was said that Sunggyu only loves women as his mother, older sister, or his fans. And Sunggyu says,
it sounds cringe.
He expressed he thinks that it's disrespectful or unmannerly to the fans. Okay, what did I originally? This is not the original article that I read because this one's not making a lot of sense to me. Let me find the actual article I read. Basically, in the article, he says that Oh, where's the original? Maybe this was the original. Anyway, he basically said that he was like he thought it was disrespectful and unmannerly to date because like he's part of an idol team and is this even real? Girl, what am I reading?
You made up news. You actually wrote it. Like, wait a minute.
That was when you skim and don't read, ladies and gentlemen. Because what is this even saying? It seems like he was joking. Anyway.
Not these comments, sorry. In the Pantro one. The first one. This is why we love Sunggyu. Like, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry, y'all. Basically, he was saying that the only women he loves is his mama, his older sister, and his fans, and that it's disrespectful unmannerly to the fans because when you're part of an idol team. And so a lot of people are interpreting that he's saying that it's not that you can't not date, it's just that you should never make it obvious. So while this kind of makes sense, I guess, some people took issue to it because they feel like it was feeding to Lulu. Also, a lot of people were being ageist and being like, okay, but when your 34-year-old ass steps out with a wife, what are you going to say then? But do you think there's any merit to an idol feeling like, yeah, you shouldn't date? Like, do you think that's as an idol, not as a delusional fan who wants to date them, but do you think that that's not a toxic mindset for an actual idol to have? To be like, I'm not going to date because I found it disrespectful to fans? Or do you think that no matter how you slice it, it will feed toxic delusion?
I think it's a toxic thing to say out loud. I think it's fine to have that like idea and like for yourself, but to say it out loud for the fans, it's like it's just giving them more delusion. And being like, oh my gosh, yes. Like that first comment of it being like, this is why we love Sunggyu. Like, he's out here preaching to the choir. Like, no. Like, just keep that to yourself. If you don't want to date, that's fine. If you really are just like, this is my job, like, go for it. But like to say it out loud and then be like, this is what you feel. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just feeds delusion, in my opinion.
I think it does, and I think it does put a battery on the Delulu's back because they're like, see, Sunggyu sang it, so all your dating ass oppas they hate you and they want you dead. Like, people are just gonna take it and run with it. So I do agree. Yeah, I was kind of thinking, I don't think it should ever be in a contract or anything like that. That's actually so insane. But I can see like the idea of like not wanting to date in the same way that like students or like college kids will be like, I don't want to date right now because I just want to focus on getting through my studies. Like, that is a very valid, thing to think because it is something that takes up a lot of time. It is something that you can choose to prioritize later in life. But yeah, I agree. If it's for the fact that you're just like, I choose not to date because I love you, fans. Sorry, hey. Like, then, okay. It's kind of
putting... kept that to yourself.
Exactly.
Let me know that.
He's second gen. He's trying to make sure that he retains what he has, Not that Infinite is a flop.
I'm sorry. I love Infinite. Like, I love New Emotions. That was like, I'm an Infinite fan. And I'm saying it right now. It is gone the high, like the peak that they were at. It's not bad. They're still fine, but like, my gosh, you're not at the peak anymore. You can date. Don't be afraid.
Well, that's what you would think Super Junior fans would have been able to do, but
I think they're fine now, aren't they?
Because they're like, oh, okay, we took it all out on Sungmin. The rest of y'all,
I think that since they got a bad look from that, they're like, okay, let's maybe we took it a little too far, but now it's too late. So next time around, we're good. We got it out of our systems. We learned.
Stop. That's the insanest reaction. Tal said, hey, what? Fire her, Jay. The funny thing is she's way more of an Infinite stan.
I love Infinite. brand new emotion.
Stop! Now you're trying to appeal to
That
them.
is like, because I love that. That was a great song, honestly.
What song it is?
Best comeback of like a third gen, or I guess they're third gen, right?
They're second gen.
Are they? I feel
I
like they were
think.
the same time as, or were they 2010?
Let me look.
Or were they 2012? I thought they were the same time as. No, they're older than EXO. Never mind. So they might be second gen, I guess.
Yeah, they 2010.
2010. Yeah. So yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess because I always put them with EXO because that's like when I got into K-pop. So I just am like, you're all third gen in my eyes. But yeah, their time has passed in terms of their peak. But like their music is still good if you like it. Like I like their music.
Infinite said, "Nigga upset Damien. Think about a nigga upset Damien." Remember that song that Infinite H I think did with.
I will say I do not know their side projects unless it is.
You are losing.
I'm a Woohyun stan. I'm sorry.
Constituency. Okay, yeah, they're second gen. Can we do sidetrack because this ended up to be a bust? Can we do what are some idols that you know are in a certain generation, but you can't? It's hard to grasp that they're in a certain generation.
I guess
like
them.
What was that?
Infinite?
Oh, them.
Yeah.
You feel like they give third generation energy? I mean,
yeah.
To be fair, sometimes EXO doesn't even give third generation energy.
Maybe that's the problem.
Popular.
Like they just remind me of EXO, like Beast, Infinite, and EXO, B1A4. All of them to me, I guess, because it's when I liked K-pop the most. Like it was like my peak of coming into K-pop. So they're all on the same level to me. Who else? I think it's mainly them. And B2B. Well, actually, B2B is a little younger because, like, I remember them debuting after. I think they debuted in like 2013.
Yeah, 2012 it says here.
2012. Yeah, okay. Because I remember listening to their album. I guess they're all the same age as EXO. Whoa. Whoa. Because I did listen to their album.
Freaking bro.
During my freshman year in college. That's the only reason I knew when they debuted.
Yeah, for me, I'd probably say EXO. Sometimes they seem a bit, not that they necessarily don't seem third gen, but like, I don't know. Sometimes they give second gen vibes too. And then Idol confuses me too, because technically they're third gen.
Confuse me. I don't know who's what. All the girl groups, I'm like, I don't know what generation's what anymore. I really
like,
don't. Especially the new, because I call them G Idol. So when I hear Idol, I'm like, who?
That's true.
It's so generic.
Anyway, that let me
not.
But yeah, they give third gen, but I mean, no, they give fourth gen, but they definitely are third gen.
Wait,
they have to be. I'm not fighting you girls with the idea that 2018 is third gen. That is third gen.
This is what I mean when I'm like, I don't understand the girl groups. I'm like, I'm confused. Blackpink to me is not the same as Red Velvet for some reason. I don't know. I don't know.
2 years apart.
I don't like. It's just like for some reason they just came out and I was like, well, Red Velvet's seasoned. They're like up there, and then Blackpink's just starting. They're like little babies. So it was like so weird to me that it was just like they're somehow on the same level. It was like that's Twice in Red Velvet. I was like, makes sense, but for some reason Blackpink, I was like, you're a year too late.
2 years later, you're like, it's done, girl. Back it up.
Moved on.
I mean, BB Girls, formerly Brave Girls, correct?
They're second gen.
I feel like they have to be. Oh, okay. So they started.
And they've existed so long.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I think
they had different
lineups.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't even know, but they're inactive for 3 years. But they debuted in 2011. I would definitely say third gen. But yeah, I think with their resurgence, it is kind of that was such an interesting situation. It does kind of seem weird. But the thing is, they always gave me second gen vibe. So even when they got their like resurgence moment, it just seemed like reviving like a group. Yeah, exactly. Which I was like, I'm here for, girls. Ex-Luna members, I feel like they're third gen, but people say fourth or fifth. That is always such an interesting situation. Because when they
are they third gen? They can't be.
Yeah, of course. They were like 2015. Wait, are what you're saying that they're earlier? Well,
No, I'm thinking they're just fourth gen. I
no
like
way. The original Luna, that's definitely second gen, but like whether to reclassify them as third gen or fourth gen now that they're like re-debuting and stuff.
no,
I don't know.
I thought they were fifth gen since in their new groups, but their original was fourth gen.
Excuse me, when did fourth gen start?
I don't
Because
know. I don't know when fifth gen started. So like I'm just saying numbers
girl,
and hoping that it fits.
fifth gen started with zero base one. You know why? No, just kidding.
What does that
Just
mean?
kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Um, yeah. Hold on. Let me. Because then does that apply for VVs too? VVZ.
Oh, they're well. I don't know what that means.
They're
If
fourth gen.
are they fourth? Wouldn't they be fifth? Because you said zero base.
Okay, absolutely not. Okay, so I will say, to me, second gen, 2000, whenever the hell TVXQ debuted. Oh, would TVXQ be first gen? I always saw
2003.
them at second gen. I think
Yeah, they
first.
are, aren't they? They're not.
Yeah, I think so. They were
I thought
2003.
they're. Yeah, aren't they like the beginning?
I think so, but I would consider. Oh, I guess is Boa second gen or third? I
I
would
also
always.
put her in second.
I always put her in first because she was like 2000,
Oh
which I
my
feel like
gosh.
is that connection to the 90s of 90s first
I
gen group.
guess for some reason I thought she was also around like TVXQ. Like what in the world?
I mean,
2000.
I guess she technically was 3 years later. Or sorry, DBSK. Okay. Tongbang Shingi. Okay, period. Toho Shinki. No, just let me. But yeah, so TVXQ is 22. So like from TVXQ to like, I mean, that's a long ass generation, but TVXQ to probably like right before XO debuted. Maybe 2011, 2012. And then
That's 10
third gen
years.
was like, yeah, third gen though was like 2013 to like 2018, which is a bit shorter. 2019 maybe. I don't know. Do you consider ITZY third gen or fourth gen?
That's another one. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Fourth
Odd.
gen?
Yeah. So then I'll say maybe 2019 started fourth gen to maybe like 2020. When did New Jeans debut? 2022.
They're fifth gen.
How?
I
Now,
don't
brown
know. I
cow.
don't make the rules. They just seem like a different time. Like I'm
That's
just like
true.
I'm just they're just a completely different
I
feel.
okay, here's the thing, and the baby dolls are gonna get mad at me for this, but I think one of the reasons why I struggle to think that fourth gen is open or done because nothing happened to make me feel like fifth gen was triggered.
Mm,
Like who's really, and I get that fit like other gen groups can debut when other generations are going. Like it's not necessarily like a cut line, but like I just feel like nothing happened for me to feel like a genuine fifth gen has started.
yeah.
Like I don't know. Like right now, I think the reason why we're getting like a very like actual fourth gen that I'm like, okay, it's currently happening is because we're actually seeing these newer groups chart better, no offense, than like older groups. Like and
Mhm.
be more relevant and be and now like the eye is more on groups like IVE and New Jeans and stuff like that than like it because now people are gonna be like then like you don't see like Red Velvet and like twice as much in the well you do but like not in the way that you see like the newer groups and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I feel like I can actually feel the shift. If these groups aren't fourth gen, when did that happen in fourth gen? It can't
That's
just be
true.
G Idol, y'all. It cannot just be.
To me, Ive is fourth gen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think New Jeans is too.
Okay. And that's where we differ.
Five.
I
New
just feel
Jeans,
like
Aespa, even
I
Idol.
don't
I
know what
will.
it is.
I think they're fourth gen.
Wait, say it again. You
I
said
think Idol are third gen, but I think they rose to fame with the fourth gen girlies.
the GI. No, Idol is definitely fourth because I think like
I don't think they are.
to
I don't think they
me.
are because look at their debut. Look at what their debut looks and sounds like. I think that's indicative. It's so very third gen because that's when they debuted. But I think the issue is that they rose to fame in fourth gen with all the other
When
fourth
they
gen girlies.
debut?
2018.
Oh, they're fourth gen.
Girl!
They're the beginning. They're the beginning.
I will give Itzy fourth gen, but Idol's third gen. I'm sorry.
To me, fourth gen is G Idol. It's everybody that's on the not Billboard, on the charts.
That's fourth gen.
Yeah.
But I think it's like one of those things where it's like,
except for the new ones, the new groups.
Okay, here's my issue with Idol. I think the issue, like, they were popular when third gen was still reigning. And they were all like, you know, so it's weird to be like, oh, they're actually, because I think they had this really cool like double like resurgence where like when they first debuted with, what was it called, Han? That was really popular, and then like their next album was really popular, and it kind of was like tepid from there. And then they came back with like, what was Tomboy, the first one that kind of like reinstated or whatever, and that just happened to be what all the other fourth gen girlies were starting to eat, and things like that. So I definitely think they're third gen. They just got pop. They're like EXO, where they're well, kind of the opposite of, well, maybe not. I don't know. They had like 2 awakenings, but they were popular during third gen too. Just not like, you know, they weren't as big as like Twice and all them, but they had their like whatever, like Popular Rookie. But then they really came into their own in fourth gen. But I would still consider them a third gen group. It's just like awkward timing. Like EXO also is awkward timing because they got popular while second gen was still really, really popular, and before like the shift made,
because they're a cusp. So is G Idol. G Idol's like this weird thing where I'm just like, they are not to me in any way. Blackpink, I'll let slide. They're just, I don't know.
But my thing is, Blackpink debuted in 2016. Idol debuted in 2018. That is only 2 years.
Distance of, no, but like, how long had the third gen been going on since then?
I would say, if I'm saying that they started 2012, 2013, that's only like 5 years.
Exactly. And so we've moved on.
Stop! Okay. So then fourth gen is 2 nanoseconds. Fourth gen is a year. Was a year.
You know what? Let's just delete fifth gen. Fifth gen is not a thing except for New Jeans.
I'm gonna read through the comments. Tal says fifth gen has not started. Ain't no way. Right? LG says fourth gen is like 2018. I'll say 2019.
So, okay.
No,
you just want G-Idol to be in the
because the thing is, I'll say Itzy was very fourth gen. Although I'll even give them maybe third gen. What
year is Itzy?
They're 2019. LD also says TVXQ is second gen. Tal says third gen has to be 2011 to 2018. There's try to agree. I agree. I think that's a good 2011.
So they're on the cusp.
I would say it started with EXO, so 2020, 2012.
So G-Idol's the cusp, as I said.
G-Idol's the end, but they're still third gen.
They're the cusp. And
they're still third gen. You know what? Screw this. Fourth gen started 2020. I don't care.
What?
You know what? Fourth gen started 2024. Right now. April 16th. Or what is it?
I disagree. New Jeans has to be somewhere, and it's not with the rest of the people. I don't know how.
You think New Jeans is fifth gen? I don't understand.
They're just, I don't know. It's just a vibe. I'm just going up based off of vibes.
Well, to be fair, sometimes a generation can be kind of sparked by one person kind of taking over. So I don't, like, I feel like there has to, like, because I agree that it doesn't necessarily have to be like, because second gen was like 10 years, third gen has to be 10 years, blah, blah. I think it's definitely like things have to significantly change. The way I kind of see it is when those people who were the front runners of the generation are no longer the front runner, like are not being talked about and being seen in the way that they were.
So I guess, okay. And they're still thriving. Like, you know, what's her name? G-Idol.
Yes.
They're still thriving because they're fourth gen.
They're thriving because they were able to reinvent themselves. But I do think that they were still third gen. I think they're a third gen group that just got popular during the fourth gen.
But you think they're on the cusp. You just said 2018.
I did not say they're cusp. They're on 2018. It has to end somewhere.
And 2018.
So
it's like a school year.
What
time of the year did they debut?
Is EXO second gen then?
No, they're also the cusp.
So you agree, though? They get to fall into their category.
Both.
Okay.
Well, but also there's just third gen. EXO's third gen, but they're on the cusp.
And Idol's
Idol's on the cusp, and they're on the fourth gen.
Stop! Okay, anyway.
Is that not consistent? Am I not consistent?
It's consistent, but it's consistently not what I think. So.
What time of the year did they debut? I want to know.
Stop! No! Like, where was the sun? Where's the moon positioning? Was Mercury in retrograde? We need to figure out. Also, hi, Andy. Andy says, wasn't it Mnet who announced, okay, we're in the 5th gen now, losers again?
I feel like it was. They're like, we just debuted a group. Please like them. Make them 5th gen.
Okay, Andre says, okay, so Google says first gen is 92 to 02, second gen is 03 to 12, third gen is 12 to 19, fourth. I don't hate that.
I hate that. Because
Google doesn't lie, all right?
Third gen. And I don't agree with that. I think it's 12 to 18. Make it even, you know? 7's not that great.
I mean, I want to put 19 in it, but I can see people putting 19 in it, and that fits with my G-Idol theory. So
you think ITZY is also?
I mean, they can be whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Y'all for some reason ain't trying to take them along for this 4th gen ride. So
I think they are in 4th gen, along with G-Idol. I'll die on this hill.
Trevi says maybe Gen should be based on each label and the order their groups debut, like Wonder Girls, Twice, ITZY, and Mix. I was thinking about that and how that was kind of a thing, because I remember specifically with 3rd gen, after Twice and Red Velvet debut, people were like, all right, YG, it's time for your answer to those 2 girl groups, because they were yeah. But I don't think it's that cut and dry anymore. Like, because like I don't know, because I do think when like the big 3 had this ability that when they debut the groups, they'd always get the eyes on them. But I feel like other companies have that ability now. So it's not as cut and dry. But I don't know, that'd be interesting for like individual company generations.
I feel like SM would have a lot.
That's true. Well, if we just look at, for example, the girl groups, we have SES. Who was after that? Then it was SNSD. Then it was
another group. It was Fudge. I forget what their name was. It's not Bright Eyed Girls. It's something else. Davichi? No. There's like a girl group. Why is there like no list of? Oh, there we go. Former. Oh my gosh, they have so many former groups. That Shinwa. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Fly to the Sky. They have Fly to the Sky.
Brian Ju. Oh yeah,
the Grace. Did. That's what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I did forget about them. Okay, the Grace. Dang. When did they debut?
2004.
Oh. Oh, okay. They would be 2nd gen.
Wait. What? Pause. Not me looking at Super Junior by accident. 2001 to 2020.
Wait, the Grace?
One of the members was.
Oh, well,
okay. Years active is 2005 to 2010.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, not to be shady, but I feel like there tends to be like a face of that, like. Well, I don't know, because a lot of people were saying that FX was the edgy answer to SNSD, so you can technically pair them up. But I don't know. A lot of people in the chat seem to be agreeing with that Google thing. So I don't hate it,
except for Idol. G-Idol doesn't belong there.
Listen, I will die on this. I will die on this hill.
I will too.
Okay. Agree to disagree. All right, we've been talking about not actually Sunggyu for like the past 8 hours.
I forgot about that.
Move over the topics. So actually, next is
Was this Pink?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I never introduced him like that. It's a 2 minute. I actually need to wait real quick. I forgot where. I didn't pull the pictures, so
Oh.
Jazz, give us an intro. Boop, ba-dum, ba-bum.
I like how you told me to give an intro and then you proceed to do it yourself.
It's because you might have tried to give him a good intro, and I can't have that. Okay,
Wow.
I just can't. It's not
Oh,
realistic.
wow.
Boom, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Is this a picture?
Oh no,
Oh,
this is the
I was like,
picture.
he's looking different.
Imagine. Oh, why can't I? Okay, let's start with this Baekhyun one because I love my fave.
I honestly don't know what this was. I think it was like a fashion thing. I never know what's going on. I just go look up Schumann on Twitter and I just scroll through and I'm like, he looks cute. Oh, this is nice. And then I'll just like things. I feel like that's
Shake
all I
my
do on
hand.
Twitter
If
is
it
look
was
up my fave.
Sunghwa, you would have Googled what was happening here.
I feel like they usually explain it. Sometimes I feel like for Schumann's, they're like not explaining to me what it was. And I'm like, okay, what happened? I
They're
think
like,
this is
need
a
to know.
fashion thing though, because I think other idols were there too. I think like Wanu and Mingyu or like people from 17 were also there because I saw
Oh.
pictures. Um, but yeah, this I think he went with Baekhyun and it was cute. Like there's like interactions of like them going up to like the stage and like posing with each other. So that was cute. And then they also
Mm.
EXO apparently had like a concert or a fan. They had a fan meet. That's what it was all
Oh, okay.
together.
I was seeing clips of that and I was like, what is this from? Like,
I
why are they
think.
in panda outfits?
Oh
My
yeah.
bad.
I think it's from
Um,
like I think they were in Japan. Were they in Japan? I don't know where they were, but it was a fan meet. I know that. And Schumann rapped the Wolf rap, and I was like, I thought we retired this song, but we did not.
he was like, one time for the one time.
He
Listen.
was like, "This is my one chance to do." I think it's Kai's rap.
Oh. Was Kai there?
Kai's. Oh yeah, I think. Oh, I saw like a clip of like
Yeah.
apparently Sunggyu. Not Sunggyu. What's his name? Oh my gosh,
Kyungsu?
no, Suho.
Oh, okay.
Suho was like pissed or something. And he was like, he wanted the people to show like Kai and Sehun, but they wouldn't.
Oh, in the
And so like,
crowd.
yeah, I guess I like it, like everyone was like, all right, Kyung Soo, say something. Like, and then I guess that was their way of like being like, Suho, calm down, get out of here. Like, relax, sir.
Stop.
It's
That's
not
so
that
funny. They're
serious.
like, we're not supposed to be here. We snuck it. That's so cute. I need to watch these clips then because I thought they were old. I was very confused. I was like, wait, they're doing something? What the hell? I'm a fake stan, y'all.
Oh,
I'm a solo stan. Um that's so cute.
it says LDML says we got obsession with Kyungsoo and Schumann, which I did see clips of, but they're in the panda outfits, and I was like, this is not what Schumann wanted. Schumann was out here advocating for them to do it, and I think he wanted to do the costumes, the everything, and they're in the panda. I guess this is the most he could do, so he's probably happy about it.
That's so cute. Yeah, I gotta go watch those videos then. All right, y'all. I don't have a Kyung second. My next Kyung
I
second will be when
posted
is
pictures.
oh, did
Yeah.
you?
Or
Where?
I put links to like Reddit, honestly, because I was like, I'm not doing all the work for you.
Oh, is this what? Oh, I thought this is what I saw. Hold on. I mean, it's just him being fine. What's new?
Yes, Schumann looking fine. Oh, sorry.
Who? Who's that? I'm not
Sorry, you were
familiar with their
showing
work.
somebody who was looking fine and you said it, so I was just agreeing.
Honestly, though, I heard that Lay was gonna make an appearance on Kyungsu's album. Just kidding. Imagine.
No, imagine. I'd be in shock. Like, I mean, he's already coming to Korea next week, so hey.
True. You think they're gonna come to his encore stage, or is it
Nope.
Inkyugayo debut? They're immediate.
Because I feel like they're all busy doing stuff, but it's just like he doesn't come to their encores.
That's true. But he's also really he runs a business. He has businesses, you know.
Exactly. And they
So
have stuff. Sometimes business pays.
stop. He's never in Korea. So this is a they need to calm. They need to stop. They need to give Sehun and Kai a special exemption so they can come and support their fave. Luhan should come too, you
Ugh.
know.
Luhan.
But yes, Kyung-soo still looking beautiful at the ripe age of 28. Just kidding.
I was
The
gonna
ripe.
say, what year is this?
I got a time machine, maybe, huh? Anyway, I'm like
and you
mad
just brought
at
me
you.
with you without like telling me. Thank you for the surprise.
Guys, let me just be delusional in peace. Oh, he also released concept. Oh. No,
Concept
because
I think
y'all, I'm sick of this man. First of all, mama, age. Second of all, hold on. Present. Hold on. I like this sharing screen is so hard for some reason. Okay.
the ones with the glasses, he looks serial killy, but like cute.
How dare I knew you were gonna
Sorry, it's the glasses. I hate it's like the 70s glasses. I don't like those glasses. I associate them with killers.
Yeah, it's giving Dahmer vibes, but he's cute. I actually hate when his hair's like this, so we'll skip.
What? Really? He looks so adorable.
I hate a bowl cut.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, a little peak. We like it. We like the little peak.
Another...
we matching. Stop.
Your hair to match. It wasn't like that before.
It was like that. It was just taking a break. Okay, Jasmine?
In the wrong way.
Chris behind bars. Stop. Maybe they have a TV in the jail and he can cut it on. I don't know anything about Chinese jail. But yeah, Chris is in jail.
Is he in jail in China? I thought he got deported.
Oh, to Canada? Oh, well.
I thought he did, but maybe I made that up.
Well, Canada, I'm definitely like they might have TVs in the jail too.
They might be nice over there. Who knows? They might get recess.
Hopefully they can get Inkigayo from Canada. We'll see.
Maybe you can call in. Vote. Maybe you can do a vote. You can vote for Lane.
Stop. We're gonna get dragged. This cell tour. Oh, because I'm sure Chris's Angels. Well, they probably
Chris's Angels
still exist somewhere.
If you didn't call them that was a lost opportunity. Chris's Angels.
Oh, okay, y'all. So now we are going to do the coveted, the cool, the sexy, open bar. Oops, not the shoe minute. Just trying to stop. We already did you.
It's always a shoe minute. Every day.
No, my nightmare. No, just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I'm
not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. Okay, what did I restart? Yeah, you're right. This makes way more sense as an opener to the boyfriend segment.
Yeah, I've always thought that, but I kept it to myself, and then you freaking gave Truman the worst song ever.
I just reflected what I felt when I seen them. I'm just kidding.
Wow, it all keeps coming out.
Stop.
See how it is.
I've always been one of the few EXO stands that actually stand them all equally, unlike the rest of you fakes. So
who's you fakes? It's usually the disciples, as you said, that are the gays or whatever they are.
That is not true. XOL, they stand.
One Hallyu was a terrible place to be as a Schumann. And then you misplacing his voices, or misplacing Kyung-soo's voice as Schumann's and for a split second, and it was just they just came for you. They're like, how dare you? That thing sounding like this heavenly creature? How dare you even? Oh my God.
Because they were learning anyway. They were growing as people. Okay. Anyway, y'all.
Just like the Super Junior fans. When they got Sunggyu kicked out. They were growing.
Yeah. All right. So y'all, open bar where we talk about whatever we want that we haven't talked about yet. The Krispy Kremes. Stop. Did anyone peep Cube's new boy group? No, I did not see that they had a new boy
I saw
group.
there's so many boy groups. I swear I can't tell them apart. Their names
Stop.
are all these letters, and I'm like, I can't. What is this? Like one is like a NTX, and I was like, this looks like NCT, and now my brain's confusing. There's just a whole bunch of groups.
What does that even stand for? Next? Is that next?
Um,
Well, is this the nowadays? Because I love that name.
what? What?
The new boy group is apparently called Nowadays. If
Ooh,
that's the one you're talking about.
no.
Let
Oh
me
yeah,
real quick go
I've never
on.
heard that. Nowadays, I know that what's his name's brother is about to debut.
Oh,
Kyo,
yes, I saw
82
that.
Major.
Wait, didn't the group already debut?
I don't think they technically debuted. I think this is like their. I don't know. Maybe they did debut. I just know that I've seen clips of them, but I've never heard their music.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, now that you say that, yeah, because I was gonna say I definitely see clips of him because people are like, "Oh my god, he sounds exactly like Kehoe." Like, but also you posted someone from New Jeans, her
Oh
sister.
yeah, Danielle. Her
Oh yeah,
sister
yeah.
like released a OST to something. I don't know what it was, but I was like,
Okay,
ooh.
a little nepotism. Uh, first Wan Young and now Danielle. Okay. Kehoe's brother. Yeah, what is his name? And I forget what his group had a wild
This
ass name.
group is 82 Major, and I keep getting it confused with a YouTube channel. There's like a,
Oh, their first lawsuit.
and it's like weird because it's like a YouTube channel that I've seen like other K-pop people be on. So I like when I first saw 82 Major, I was like, oh, it's that YouTube thing. And then I realized that he wasn't just guesting on that YouTube channel. That was just the name of the group. It took me so long to like figure that out. I was like, oh, I get it now.
They're already, oh my God.
It's a weird
Listen,
name.
heed her words. Nowadays is the first boy group debuting from Cuba Entertainment in 8 years.
8 years.
Pentagon was
Mix
the last
Pentagon
one.
first. Well, you know what? They're a lost cause. I mean, Cube, not
Stop!
Pentagon.
Oh, okay.
Cube.
Cube Entertainment dropped a clip of the group members roaming around London on its official YouTube channel Tuesday. Oh, okay. So a former member
Wait,
of Produce X.
Hyun Bin. He's still there?
Who is this? Give me the tea. Who is this?
I just know him from Produce 101.
Did he rank or what happened here?
Did he? I think he did. Hyun Bin. Ooh.
This new boy group has to grow into an IP that can fill the void when IG Idol enters
No, he didn't.
hiatus.
Yeah, no. But I do remember him.
Okay. I love second chances, period. All right. I mean, I just love the name Nowadays. I think this is a well thought out name. It's not, beep boop bop, five ill diabolical, like the crazy ass shit they always do. That means it seems like they think the group's gonna disband in 2 seconds. Um, I would play the trailer, but obviously I don't want Susan to kill me. So stop, not the idol girlies keeping the lights on over at QH. As they're trying to dive further.
No, this is a problem I have with that because, like, literally, Pentagon was on their way up, and then they decided to kick out Edon, who made Pentagon's biggest hit. And it was like, why would you ruin that? So now all they have is G Idol. Like, they messed up CLC, they messed up Pentagon. So what else? They lost Beast. So it's like, who do they have? They screwed up all these groups, and it's so sucky.
Yeah, it's honestly really sad. And it's sad because it must have thought, I think two things. They must have thought the dating news was more of a harm to the group than Don's, is it Don? Which one? Is it Don now or is it Edon now?
It's
I forget.
done now.
Oh, Don's talent. Like what they must have thought him dating was more of a sacrifice or a hit to the groups, whatever, than the music he was creating, which is crazy to think.
Sense. Like they were struggling, I feel like, before that, and then they finally got a hit, and then you're gonna be like, well, you shouldn't have said you were dating when we said no. Like, no. Put a sock in your mouth and just let him deal.
Oh, young love. I'm just kidding.
I mean, they're no longer together, but they're friends, I think.
Yeah. When they were trying to drag her, he was like, "Not my queen." Mm-mm. Don't they have lights on? They do have lights on. Thank you for checking
Oh,
me.
fudge. And then you don't even hear about.
Well, I mean, they're saying in the chats too. I think Cube is terrible at everything but letting Soyeon create music for yeah, honestly, what a freaking gold mine they struck with her.
I
That's
wonder if
actually
they're like, I'm never gonna like date, because after that Edon stuff, she's like, I
Oh.
never want to do that. I'm just gonna work on this, get my paycheck, and then go home, and then I can date, as we said earlier. Like,
Well,
you can
didn't they
just
say that
wait.
they caught her with that guy from the season 1 of Singles Inferno, the crazy one?
What?
Well, not that they
Oh.
caught her, they were just seen together, so they could be friends because they were
No.
just kind of out and about, so it wasn't giving secrecy at all. But I was like, Mama, did you see the season? It's like he was actually kind of cute before he was crazy. So yeah, listen, and he could
Which
cook.
season is this?
Season 1, the Gia season, before
The
they took
fake product.
everything from her. She really, honestly, what is that man named Dex? Listen, Dex is cute. And he is a good Jungkook doppelganger, whatever the hell y'all call him. But let's be real. Gia made that show what it was. And I need y'all to remember that. I know that Dex is now a famous variety star. You know, he had that little cute refrigerator show with Sana. But y'all wouldn't have watched Dex if Gia hadn't came and conquered and been interested in every man in that show. And
So
wore
is it
fake
really
Chanel.
her? She knew someone just hopping around.
Well, everyone, I don't know, people are really obsessed with her, but she was giving. Like, the thing is, she was giving queen, but then also girl's girl. Hate that term, but it had to be said. And she was also giving us iconic lines. There's this one guy who literally had a broken arm, but was trying to help her curl her hair or straighten her hair. And it's the most wild scene in retrospect.
What? How did that even? How does that situation even arise?
I don't even remember. It just was a very iconic moment. His arm was in a sling and he was still trying to help this girl straighten her hair that was already straight. Like, what?
The weird thing is that, like, for me, in Singles Inferno, all I can picture is sand and them being on the beach. And so, like, when you're saying, like, helping her curl her hair, I'm like I'm seeing them sitting on the beach by a campfire. And it's just like, what? Why is this even a thing that has happened?
Honestly,
why are you doing this?
I will say kudos to all the girlies that were on Single Inferno because they literally are in like huts and like little like kind of like lodges or whatever. Like every single morning, full glam, their Gucci, their Chanel, faces beat to the gods, hair straight and jewelry, as if they're going somewhere normal just to be on like this deserted island. So I'm like, kudos to them because I would have been like, you know what, y'all are getting a cute short from me. I am not doing makeup because I'm gonna sweat it off, and you'll be lucky if my hair is in some type of bun or something. Like, no, are you kidding me? But they always serve, and good for them.
Maybe it's fake. Maybe they're actually in a hotel like behind the trees. If you like look really hard, you can see like a Hilton 4-star hotel in the back.
That'd be so dramatic.
Hyatt Regency,
so
penthouse suite.
It would be like, okay, then just drop the whole fake island thing. Then why are we kidding ourselves?
It's not as good if they're just sitting in the Hyatt, living it up, getting their continental breakfast.
That's why Transit Loves got them wiped. Everyone's talking about that Transit Love show. So
what is that?
I don't even know. I only know about that because the whole Han So-hee thing that happened, and people were saying that her love was Transit Love, but I really don't actually know what that means. But no, Gia was an icon. There's this one iconic scene where you like the male, actually it's kind of childish, but the male, like all the male, like after just like first meeting, all the male contestants had to write an anonymous note and then put it into like a mailbox of the different female contestants of the person they liked, right? So it was like, oh, who likes me, who had a crush on me based on what they said on the note. And so like, you know, some girls got 0, some girls got 1, but there's this iconic scene where she like opens her mailbox, she gets 3, and she's basically like, and then she puts the fucking box. Like, to be fair, I think she probably was just nervous and has like RBF or whatever. But like, she just was like, okay, that's cute for them. And like, people are like, icon.
So unbothered. When will I?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Just imagine them looking over to see if like she sees their letter, and she's just like, anyway. Well, that was a little weird. Who put this in my mailbox?
Exactly. She blows it out
for my magazines.
I don't know why these tissues were in my mailbox, but I was trying to look if my subscriptions came in. Like, girl, what do you think you're on the show? Okay, Leanne says Transit Love is that show where everyone goes on it with their exes, I think. Oh.
Ex-lovers must keep their past relationships a secret while living in the same house and decide whether they want to get back together or move in with new people. Isn't this like a ultimatum?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's giving ultimatums vibes. I mean, that's tragic. Anyway.
It's like to be for free.
Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing tonight. All right. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about?
Did you hear about Winter?
Oh, I think I saw you post it. She's getting lung surgery.
I think she had to get surgery because her lung collapsed. Which I was
hell?
like, new fear unlocked. Because like I was looking in the comments and people were like, yeah, that's like the worst thing ever. Like I was just like sitting at home and my lung collapsed and like I had to drive myself to the hospital and I was like, yo, like what? I was like, first, I thought when lungs collapse, I thought it was because like, you know, someone punched you or a weight fell on you, something. But the fact that you could just be sitting at home and your lungs just like, and you're just like dying.
Oh my.
If you're unlocked, I don't need that.
They both collapse simultaneously or like one collapses?
I think it's one. I don't know. I didn't see like I don't think they said what kind. I think there's like different like levels. Like some of them heal faster and some don't. But I was like, no. And I like people were saying like since she's a singer, she probably won't be able to sing as much or sing at all until like for a couple of months because it's your lung and you have to let it heal. So I was like, that's
frightening.
Scary.
Oh my God. Now I'm like, can that happen while you're sleeping? Because then
sorry. What the fudge? I mean, if I'm sleeping, you know, at least, you know, I'm sleeping.
Stop.
When I was younger, that was like my go-to. Like, how do you want to die? In my sleep. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it. Just let it be. Let me have a dream and then I'm gone.
That's so
not anytime soon.
That's like, all right.
Yeah, no, I know. 1 in 100. Then I'm ready to go.
That's funny. Okay, LD saying it was her left lung. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming it's like you can still breathe out the right one. So it's not as bad.
So
because that's freaking scary. Holy shit.
I think you just can't breathe as well. I think you need both your lungs to like work together.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm thinking like if somebody was able to drive them, they had to be able to breathe somehow. So like I'm thinking maybe only one can collapse or collapses, and that's really scary though. Oh my God. And that's so like because I'm like I don't know, is it common that it has like a lasting effect? Because as a singer,
somebody said they had it like 3 different times, and I was like,
"What? Okay,
bless your soul. I think you have."
Let's get the moving along.
Yeah, no,
this one is trying to tell you something.
Like that's when you need to be in a machine. I'm sorry, something's wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's frightening. Well, I hope she gets better soon because that is actually the scariest thing I've ever heard. Yeah. And I don't know how I didn't hear about that, unless it just happened.
I posted in our chat, but you ignored me.
That's true. I do have you muted. Anyway, no. Hey, yo.
But I posted a lot, so I'm like, I don't really care.
Honestly, I need that kind of fiction. I feel like you're keeping the bigger group chat alive with your posts, like when it gets stale. So
I just post whatever.
Kudos to you. Also, I wanted to say that apparently there was like a video that went out about the new 50/50 members that they're looking
Oh yeah,
for.
I was reading that when you put. I mean, our document.
Yeah. So yeah, they're really doing it.
I mean, that makes sense.
Do you think people will care?
I won't. I'm gonna be honest.
Do you want to?
I
Okay.
wasn't attached, so it's like, who am I? The only person I'm now attached to is the one that's left because I'm like, I'm rooting for her, so I will
Okay.
listen.
Let's see. I mean, people are already not liking the fact that apparently
It's all Korean.
not only all Korean, but members born between 2005 and
Oh,
2008.
I looked at that. I was like, what the fudge? Is that like, why is that the, why?
Yeah, especially because Kina herself is 2002. So
Yeah,
what are you trying to give her free, making her a babysitter's club? What is this?
that's unnecessary. I
Yeah.
don't. Ew. I mean, no offense to them, but you're babies. So, like, no.
True. Loose. What is it? The Lucemble, not Lucemble, Assemble 24. That thing, that group. They have apparently people born in 2010. So they're like,
what? No,
yeah.
no.
I mean, there are non 2010 members, but like there are like some people.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So what's
Ew.
going on?
I guess like it's weird because it's like they are like 14.
Yeah,
so it's like,
which is Taemin's age. Well, no, a little younger than Taemin when he debuted.
Yeah, but it's still.
Yeah,
no.
That's crazy. Do you think Cosmic Girls WJSN? Okay, so my thing is the last time I remember like hearing about them or checking them out was when there were the two members, I believe, that that performed or participated in the Chinese version of Produce. And then there was that whole debut because they wanted to actively promote and that group that was formed, but then a Starship was like, wait, no. And so I think they ended up just going like leaving, right? So my thing is like, and I don't mean to pit girl groups because I'm not like trying to be toxic, but especially with like the success of IVE, I just don't see Starship being like, all right, y'all. So now preparing for WJSN, like I feel like they're like, we have our like cash cow, we have our focus now. So
I thought they were having a comeback.
Are they?
I thought that was a thing. But maybe
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't know because that news is pretty old. So
I thought, or maybe it was just, I don't know. Maybe it might have been on April Fool's Day. I don't know. But I thought I saw something where it's like they're having their first one in a while.
Oh. So, well, I'm on Wikipedia, which might be kind of out of date, but it seems like the last couple updates were, it says May 15, 2023. It was announced that Subin and Yeonjung were cast in the musical The Picture Bride. Let's see. Let me just Google. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything really recent.
Yeah,
at least not
it might have been an April Fool's thing that I cataloged in my brain. There are so many things I saw on April Fool's that I was like, I gotta get off of here because now I'm thinking it's real.
Honestly, I just don't. I'm just like, you know what? I don't need to be whatever. Oh, honestly, yes, not to pivot, but the IVE new teasers look so, and I'm not a teaser girly. Y'all know. I just be like, just drop the music. Drop something I can listen to. But it's giving like magical girl, like made by Tiffany's jewelers. Like,
yeah. I will say, what's her name did not look like herself, and I was confused.
Who?
It's not Yujin?
Oh, yeah. Did she not?
To me, she looked like a completely different person, and I was like, everyone else looks like I can tell who you are. If she was just like a picture, if I didn't know it was IVE, I would not know that was her. Like, I would not even say it was her.
I have to go look at those pictures again. I can kind of see that, but I feel like
like if you just saw that separately, would you think that was her?
That's well, this picture that I'm looking at is kind of distorted. Let me try to find a better one. But now that you're saying it, it does kind of look a bit different. That's interesting.
I don't know if it's the lighting or the styling that I was just like, who is that? And then I looked at the thing and I was like, I was like, oh, okay, get it. I get it. I see it. I think that's her. And I actually had to go through. Yeah, basically, like she was the first one, and I was like, "Who is that?" Let me just click through to see who else is here, and then it has to be her if she's not there.
That's funny. Yeah, but they look really good. I'm super excited. All right, guys. So you don't have to get home, but you have to get the heck out of here. Unfortunately, is that time where we wrap up. Jazz, is there anything you want to tell the people before we yeet out of existence? Until next week.
I'm trying to think. I usually, oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. I forgot about that. Okay, so Forfeit Gaming. I was about to say like what show I was watching recently, but I always forget this. I'm so bad. I need to put like a post-it note like on my computer, just be like, say this, write out a spiel or something. But so Forfeit Gaming is another stream that I do with like 3 of my other friends.
Yeah, she's cheating on us. So.
Okay. You've seen Dan probably pop in the chat sometimes, maybe even Amon, but and my other friend Jay, and then Jay, that's not this Jay, is also a part of Forfeit. So we play games on Sundays. Usually, like the timing varies, but like recently, it's been consistently around like 7:30, 8 o'clock on Sundays. And then every other week we do something more like this, where it's like we just talk about games or like whatever things that we want to talk about. And this week we met on Monday. So if you want to catch like a replay of that, you can. We were just like talking about random stuff. Like we talked about Kingdom Hearts, I think like the Tekken stuff that's going on. I'm not very well versed on Tekken, so like I always just listen to them talk about it. But like it's very interesting hearing like the problems going on with the fandom with that. So it's like just interesting stuff. So check us out. It's every other Monday at like around 8 o'clock, and then Sundays every Sunday around 8 o'clock as well. So yay, that's on Twitch.
Yay, everyone go check them out. As usual, y'all, I'm on this crusty channel. I'm just kidding.
Oh
actually, let me say it properly because we're actually on Twitter, and I've noticed that there's people watching on Twitter. So hey, Twitter fam, light up the chat if you're cognizant and you're not bots. But I also have a YouTube channel for the people who don't know that are on Twitter called youtube.com/dailydose.
You were calling it youtube.com. It's called youtube.com. Meta.
But yeah, this is where like the main part where I stream from or whatever. Well, I guess you can see the streams everywhere, but they're saved here if you ever want to go back and watch the VODs and comment or join the live stream, because I feel like that's where the chat is most popping. No shade to like Twitch and Twitter. But yeah, so you can follow me there, and then you can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, on Instagram and Twitch, I'm Pink Lede, and then on Twitter, I'm Pink Lede 1. So I think Twitter's really good to know what I'm doing, because I'll tweet out anytime I go live or anything like that. From there, period 8. But yeah, so thank you guys. So once again, guys, thanks. I don't know.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, post, repost, tell your friends, follow. And we will see you next time on The Sleepy Idol. Bye. Dream of me.
Don't do that.
Dream of Jazz. Exclusively just Dream of Jazz.
Don't do that.
Stop. We need them to be the dream of us. Listen.
No.
Oh, I wanted to play. I forgot. Hey. I don't know. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank Thank you for coming. Yes, Anyang, Trevi Boo. I'm in Sungies. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Oh, thank you guys. Awesome chat as always. I don't know how to end this. Hey, yay! No,
Yay, yay.
See you guys.